Here's a reference kind of architecture for Copilot in a real-time scenario. In this example, what you have is an organization who's looking to share and provide updates for flights to passengers. And part of that update for flights, you also need to incorporate whether flights are going to be on time or not. What is the weather in that region, in that area? Could there be potential forecasting based on the weather that flights might actually be potentially delayed? You also want to be able to integrate and interact with the booking application so that for the users who are booking the flights have a very clear kind of integration point to be able to ask for status. And then, of course, understanding their bookings so that for those that have booked a specific flight and a flight is delayed due to weather, they can be notified rather than everyone being notified. There are also aspects within this architecture where you're looking at airline policy updates and how flights and how delays and notifications should be shared. So all that kind of becomes a part of this Confluent Cloud that you're doing, where you're ingesting and transforming the data and trying to build out a reasoning engine. And there's also triggers based off of that. So as Confluent Cloud is determining this, it's then able to kick off an Azure function and actually go to Azure OpenAI and provide kind of context and insights around what flights need to be communicated and how do we kind of share that. All this interaction and integration kind of goes from the booking application data that we're looking at to the weather updates, to the flight updates, the airline policy updates, going through Confluent Cloud all the way to the airline Copilot. And this is how people are going to be able to interact with it. So it's really, really important to kind of map out the architecture and leverage from the Azure Cosmos DB to the Azure OpenAI embeddings, Azure Cognitive Search, now called Azure AI Search, as well as Azure Functions and a lot of your Azure services. So this is just a kind of a simplified view of what the architecture can look like for a real-time scenario as you're building a custom Copilot. Happy to kind of dive in a little bit deeper with anyone on that's listening or wants to connect later as well.